Hey everybody, I don't know what the heck just happened, but I can't get rid of the picture because it's like stuck. Okay. All right. Hey everybody, welcome. That was a goofy thing. It just wouldn't allow me to go up any farther. Um anyways, welcome. It's what not, why not? It's Wednesdays. It's Flatter Santa, your host, making technical craziness as always. We've got people backstage. All right, let's bring them in one by one. First up, we've got our resident bragging rights last year's champion. It is the Soda Pop, Richard Soder.
What's up, fam? How's everybody doing today? Happy Hump Day.
Yeah, and we had to modify Richard's intro because YouTube decided they'd hit me, copyright strike me. So here we go. Oh yeah,
Spank Man. That's
awesome. It. Spank Man. All right. Next up, we've got the what not, why not accountant, Madame Skipping Stone.
Hello, everyone.
Bud. Wines. Bud. Wines. Bud. Bud. Wines. Bud.
And we also have backstage Mr. Punisher Rider.
I have arrived, my friends.
This place sucks!
No! No!
I think it's about time Castle Grayskull had a makeover! Why don't we start with a tampon machine?
No!
NWO in the house, baby.
And of course, we have the old man, the ancient one. He's older than dirt. God said, hey, can you turn on the lights? It is Joey DWW1.
Joey.
Yeah. I swear the skinny guy behind the divider looks like Tucker Carlson.
I thought you got planned through all of those.
No, it wasn't all of them. It was Rex. It was the original version of Aliens, and it was the NWO.
Okay, gotcha.
But it just happened to be that all of them got hit on that morning. It was just like, yeah, you were fine before, but nope, today 7 of them are gone. Yeah. No, we hate you now. So it's like,
wow.
Whatever. Yeah. So it's Wednesday. Hope everyone had a crazy week. A little bit less crazy than mine, but it is what it is. So let's get into the very first topic. Well, actually, we're going to go to the segment good versus bad. I want to hear everybody's good and bad for this week on whatnot or something of the collecting, selling universe. And we'll start with Mr. Soderpop.
Let me see. I don't want to be negative, so I will say that if you can get your chat engaged, it's funner for everybody. I've seen a lot of that. I had the worst show I've had in probably 6 months last night, but even then, the chat was engaged. People were talking shit, and just having a good time, and that's what it's about. Too. I mean, the community engagement for me, I love it. It keeps me pumped up, even when things aren't necessarily going my way. So I've seen a lot of that lately. I'm going to throw in a bad too. There was an a-hole on a buddy of mine's show last night. Flat, you were in there. So was Kazi. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just, it's amazing how some people are just entitled, and you're going to get that in any career field, I guess. But yeah, somebody just took
hear
it
'em.
level last night, and it was I just sitting back eating my popcorn, just enjoying it. And Sosa
Can you-
handled it freaking great, by the way.
He handled it beautifully.
Bro.
Can you hear me, Punisher? I guess not. Can you hear? Oh. Yeah, no, Sosa handled it absolutely amazingly.
Yeah, like a champ. I was so proud of him.
That is a class act. And can you hear us now, Punisher?
Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you.
Yeah, and he didn't even boot him out, and
Nope.
so that was, I mean, good for him. He handled it well. He just let him get pissed and left on his own, so that was good.
Yep. No, that was a master class in how to handle someone, especially when normally Kazi will be a mod on there, and it's probably better that Kazi wasn't. I love Kazi to death, but he even said it last night. He's like, I got super pissed, and even I would have booted, and I'm glad I didn't. So
yeah, yep.
So yeah, no, it was absolutely awesome. Well done. Skippin', what did you see good and bad this week?
I haven't been on much this week. I've been busy. But what I did see was I was having fun in Soda Show, and then a bird flew in my house, and that made Soda Show really interesting. And I missed most of his show, but I was playing in the background. But on the bad side of things, I saw something that was pretty ugly this week, and it wasn't in the comic world, but it was on YouTube or on whatnot, and it was probably similar where the person was. I mean, I didn't see what happened last night, but the seller lost her cat that morning, and she wasn't even talking about it, and then somebody had mentioned something about their cat or their pet, and she started choking up, and she asked for a minute, and the customer who had badges, and so obviously they had been a customer for a while, was like the biggest jerk, and was like, listen, I'm here to buy, I'm not here to socialize, and can we just move on type. And that set all the regulars and people with any kind of compassion that has anything to say into a spiral and everything like that. And she handled it pretty well. She didn't even kick him out of the stream, and I would have. And but they end up leaving because everybody else kind of responded to their statement. But so the point, I guess, is, even if we don't like what the sellers got going on, just leave the room. Don't be an ass, right? That's my point. Don't have to be an ass. Don't have to be ugly. Don't have to spread ugliness. If you don't like it, just move on. It's easy. Just flip your finger up or down. Works easy. So that's all I got. Sorry, nothing better.
Sorry. No, Joey, what have you got?
Santa's still trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing.
Well,
Welcome
I
to our first show.
I don't want to do anything bad today. I don't want to be negative. Something good did happen to me today that I cannot say anything about yet.
Ooh.
Okay. But I did have a political spatter in my stream on Monday. So I don't want to go negative on this. This is going to be the positive twist to it, is that I kept on looking and seeing the messages that he kept on sending, and I kept on ignoring him and just laughing away and let the chat take care of it. You know, so because you know that bullshit don't fly with anybody in there when you go political and all this, you know, bullshit. So the chat took care of it, and that was it. But the good thing happened to me this week, actually today. So I'm happy. I'm good. I will let you guys know when it happens.
So you're just teasing us then?
What?
So you're just teasing us?
Well, I have to tease you because I can't tell you yet. You know, until it comes actually to fruition, I got to make it, you know, so that, hey, there's a little tingle in the air. You want to get your ass tickled, then wait.
Well,
And by the way,
I don't need my ass tickled, but that's okay.
and everybody will get a free reach around, but Soda Pop, Skipping Stones, Punisher Rider, Flat Earth, thank you. I appreciate this. This is my one night of the week where I relish.
You demand, Joey.
All right.
We're happy to join you.
Punisher, what have you got for good and bad this week?
Well, I'm going to start with good. My good that my friend, my very close dear friend, made an appearance back on Whatnot, Jenny Jingles, and
Oh.
Seriously?
That
we
was
had
amazing.
That damn meth head.
and I want to tell you, we had a blast.
It was great.
I could tell you in Skipping Stone's show, thanks that Skipping was really praising Jenny, and we saw some thirstiness from some guys, and Jenny was pretty vicious, and was
What time
telling
did
them
she
they
go
don't know
on?
if they can handle that big boy, and
time did they
so
go
that was
on?
kind of funny.
Punisher,
That
what
was
time
a
did they go on?
blast.
Jenny did make an appearance for bad. I know this is going to be a repeat thing. If you're going to wear a costume, please. You're all laughing because you know what's coming.
Oh, yep. We know.
All right. So good for you. You want to cosplay. Make sure you realize what that costume is and don't realize that the nipple area is transparent.
Shame on
And
you, Skipping.
you might want to realize what. Listen, if
Look
you
in the
get it
mirror
at
first.
Spencer's Gifts, then Spirit Halloween, it might be a little different costume. So, or I'm just saying, if you get it from a lingerie store, it might be a little revealing, maybe for the bedroom. But that's what my bad will be.
Yeah, that was wow.
Oh, and don't
All I can say.
I gotta tell you something really funny about that show. So obviously, when I was in research mode, it's no problem. I accidentally went in as Punisher Rider, and she started going, "Hey, Punisher Rider, you should see my Punisher outfit I got. Look, I got a card. You want me to sign it and send one to you?" I'm just like, no, please no.
Only you, Punisher.
Damn research mode.
Hey, guys.
Well, oh, yeah.
Before you go, how about a little bag of Coke for tonight?
Yay.
We all good
I
now?
don't
You all got a little snort?
Good and bad this week. Good. Saw a lot of fun interactions on a lot of shows. Bad. it seems like, and we're going to talk about this in the next topic. It just seems like things are a little slow. So might as well move on to the next topic, and we'll go into it in detail. So the first topic is, of course, it'll be the second one. First one's how to fix overpriced pre-bids. This is for new sellers that if you took some of our advice, especially like Rick and other people that pre-list, like the Baileys, where they pre-list their items. What happens is sometimes someone will pre-bid something. They'll make a mistake. They'll do 500 instead of 50, or 5,000 instead of 50, or whatever, and you've got to fix it. So I'm going to start with Soder, but this works great for everybody. But I think it's something that everyone should know how to do. So Soder, I'm going to let you start it off.
So yeah, I'm going to start out with, it's been happening more in the past couple of weeks than I've seen it in 2 years on freaking Whatnot. It's been really, really bad. So I've been reminding people, just take your time. You're not in a rush. If you're putting a pre-bid in, it's not like you're bidding, against somebody at that moment. Don't get the FOMO. Just take your fucking time. You're all right. But what you need to do is, it kind of sucks if there's a lot of people that, it was bid up a long ways already, because then you lose all the pre-bids before that. But you go in, you put it at a ridiculous, you run the book, you put it at a ridiculous amount. It won't let you do 1 million, but it'll let you do 100,000. So put in like 100,000 and run it for like 2 seconds. It'll reset the thing back down to 0, or whatever your original starting point was, whether it be $1 or $5, whatever. And that's literally how you do it. And then my recommendation is don't run it right away. Just put it back, let people see it again and get the pre-bids back up there. My dumb ass doesn't always do that, but don't do what I do sometimes. But yeah, that's all you need to do. It's really simple. It's a real pause in the show, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, and you can tell, some of the chat gets irritated with the person that did it, but it happens. Unfortunately, it's been just happening more.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Joey, I think you probably have a different way.
No, actually, the same way that Soda did. I've come across it a few times, and if you just like you say, you got $500 bid, you bid you run it at 501 and let it go. And like Soda says, everything that he says, I don't know of any other way. I've never had to do it any other way.
Oh, okay. There is another way, but the one thing that I would tack on for Rick is put it back to what the pre-bid was at the point. So if it was up at 55 or something, right? Just restart it back at 55.
Exactly.
But you can.
I dumbass didn't even think of that. See, that's why it's the obvious stuff that you miss sometimes.
Yeah. Punisher, I know you've done it before. Is a different way that you've got?
Well, I'm going to look at this as you got to show that you're going to be running a lot of books. Put it to the side and put it in another show to keep the show moving. It's not like that one book's going to make that world of a difference if it sells today or if it sells next week. It's one of those things where it sucks. And if you see a person that does it, I would give them a warning. And after the warning, if they do it again, then you know what? I'm removing you from my show permanently and I'm blocking you. Because if you're going to constantly come in, listen, accidents happen. We all understand this. But if it's going to happen again and again and again, then maybe
They need to cut their fingernails.
Maybe they're the problem. And unfortunately, another way you could do it is do a random auction and start it at what price you feel like the bid should have been started at, based on the pre-bids. I know if you have the show set up as a dollar starts or whatever, this is say, listen, if you guys want it this week, this is where the last bid was, and this is where we're gonna start it. And if you want it, fine. If not, it'll be in a future show. So that way you can just keep the show moving. Again, with people like Joey and Skippin and Rick, they are experienced sellers. They do what they feel is good. I am leaning more towards the newer seller. What I'm saying is for the brand new seller that this happens to. Move on, get that out of your way. You're trying to get those sales. You're trying to get to your 1,000. You're trying to make sure that you get some revenue. If you spending 5 minutes because you're trying to figure it out, it's not worth it at that point. It'll sell at another show. Okay. Or you can do something special at the end of the show. Just keep moving on.
Yeah, good point. Because especially if you're new, you're still learning your way, and you're going to get agitated and frustrated a little easier. So that's a very, very good point.
Because if you do a quality listing, you got to put the den, you got to try to get a picture. And then what happens is people could be leaving your show because we know there's short attendance fans. Might have people in there, but you're new. People might be like, there's so many shows on that you want to keep people there, keep people engaged. So if you're newer, I highly recommend to move it to another show or do something at the end, run it as a single auction. That's what my suggestion to be the new sellers. If you're an experienced seller, you do what works for you.
Nice. But that's part of the reason is to try to teach people how to become more experienced sellers. But I agree with you 1,000%. If you're new and that's why rehearsal modes work is learn these things, try these things.
Yeah, but when you're in the middle of a show and things are moving, you're trying to get books moving, stuff like that, you've got yourself set up.
Debating you on that. I'm with you.
Basically throwing a curveball at you. That's what it is. It's a curveball. It might throw you off. Yep. So
I totally agree with you. But what I would say is use that.
Say that again. What'd you say?
Use that.
No, before that.
I said, you know what I said? I said, shut
up! Damn it, Punisher.
Yeah, just use that, but learn the other way so that if it happens again, that you can figure it out quickly, because it really doesn't take much time. You don't have to set up a new one. But yeah, no, initially I agree with you 1,000%. That's why I said there's multiple ways to do it. So Skippin, you got the last word on it. What would you suggest?
I was here for the learning. Follow what they said. Because I had no idea other than what we talked about backstage last week or the week before. After Rick experienced it, I had no clue of how to handle it. So I'm learning just like you're learning. So today's the day I can say I learned something new.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be very rare you have like 8 or 9 in one show. That was a clusterfuck. That one was bad.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
That was a weird day.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to...
Now I want to ask Rick, hold on a second. I want to ask Rick a question. This is one-on-one with Rick. Is it better for, like, I'm going to use Iron Man 1, for example. Is it better to push that book to a different show to get the pre-bids back to where they should be, or take the chance of running it in the show after something like that happens?
Depends on the scenario. That was a unique one for me. I would say it's okay to save it for later. I actually had somebody that I was waiting on to come in and bid on it. The one who actually did win it. So I was kind of holding that copy for him. So that was going to go regardless.
What would you say to a new seller?
New seller, just save it. Like you said, either don't start it back at 0 or don't run it. But even if you do start it back at 0 or 5 or whatever your original thing was, or do what Flat said, go what the previous pre-bid was, save it for the end. Don't run it right away. Get more attention on it, especially if it's a bigger book. The more eyes that are on it as the show goes, because you're going to get people coming in every minute, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. The show you have a half hour from that point is not going to be the same show that you were in a half hour prior to that. You're going to have new eyes on it. So just let it sit and simmer for a little while longer. Or like Punisher said, save it for another show. If it's a big book, it's going to draw people in especially if you have it on your thumbnail. So that would be my recommendation.
Here's one thing. When you do it, it takes your pre-bids back down, right? Puts it back to no pre-bids, but it maintains the bookmarks.
Yes.
So anyone that bookmarks it, so that's why I said, you don't have to run it right away, but if you start it back at, let's say the pre-bid was up to $100, and you could start it at $100. Mm-hmm. And so when you do run it, it notifies everyone that pre-bid on it, because they instantly, once they pre-bid, they automatically do get a bookmark. They'll get those still.
Yeah, that's the only other hiccup with postponing it too, because some people, there was a shit ton of bookmarks on that. People want that book, and if you postpone it later, some of them are going to get pissed. There are some sensitive people out there that get mad over stupid shit, and that's one thing they would probably get mad at. And
Flat Earth Santa.
So again, do what you feel comfortable with. If you don't have like a lot of grails or like really huge major keys, I would say maybe save it, because it's only going to benefit you in a future show having that in there, because it's going to draw attention. But if your inventory's robust, yeah, it's okay. People are waiting for that book on that show. So run it later.
Yep, they do. So that can definitely happen. All right, so we're going to move into the second topic, and that's I've seen quite a few new buyers, and a lot of the sellers that I've been talking to have said the same thing, but also that things are on a slowdown right now, meaning they're new buyers, but their shows aren't as full, or they aren't. There isn't as much buying. So, what is everyone seeing? Let's start with Joey.
Okay, so I've been around for a long time, and not that I took the picture of the Last Supper either. I don't want to hear that. So this happens at least twice a year on Whatnot. Okay, with the influx of new sellers, the new sellers are trying to get their 1,000 followers to get auto payments and drive their followers up and everything like that. So what happens is that most of the buyers sort of navigate towards those new sellers because of what they're doing, their dollar starts and all this other crazy stuff. So of course you're going to see a slowdown. This is that time of the year again, and the only thing that you can do about it is spruce it up and try to just make the best of it until it dies down again. It's a rough spot for a lot of people. I find it rough, and there's nothing. You just got to keep on trying new things and getting new things done, because they are going to navigate. And like Punisher, I peruse Whatnot every single night, hundreds of shows to find out who's in there. And I always see my buyers in other rooms either paying ridiculous prices for books or overpaying for books that I would give them the same thing. So, it's neither here nor there. You just got to grin and bear it and try your best to, make the best of it while it happens, because it will come back.
All right. Punisher?
Okay, so what I'm seeing is there are sellers that are big sellers and stuff like that. that are selling pretty much everything they put up, but they are not getting the prices that they would have 6 months ago, a year ago. I have seen big monstrous grails go for thousands less. I have seen books that should be a couple $100 go for $150. I've seen $50 books going for 18. Um, Now a lot of these bigger sellers, they buy these massive collections, and at the end of the day, they paid say $3,000 for the collection, and they out of 15 books, they got their 3 grand back because of the big books. But after that, it's all profit, but they're gonna not get the total what they probably would have a year ago. Now, me and Flat have talked about this. It's just like the stock market goes up and down. One thing that's major going on is the price of fuel. With the price of fuel going up, everything goes up. Not only more money to go into work, everything that you buy at the grocery store goes up, all other products that you get up, and again, comics, as much as we all love it, is a luxury, not a necessity. And at this point, some people got to make a decision. I do think we're going to have some people come in and get stuff with their tax returns at the time. But I also think people that enjoy the hobby and want that kind of fix, we're going to call it, they want to get a couple books, are going to stream towards the $1, $2 streams just in order to get something. And they might get caught up in the moment and get something. And like Joey said, maybe overpay for something that they could get for Joey. There also is a lot of sellers on right now. I mean, it doesn't matter at 2 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, prime times. There's just a ton of sellers on now. So what's going to separate you from the other person? I would say you don't need to reinvent the wheel. I think you just need to be patient. Not every day in business is a home run. And I think you just do your thing. Again, like something Rick said in the first segment, you 30 minutes later, your show's going to be completely different. You might be on at a time that the East Coast is going to dinner, and then all of a sudden the West Coast is cutting off work and coming in and on whatnot. And then, all those things matter. Everything that you do matter. Time frame, what part of the country is doing whatever. And there's like big events going on, summer's coming up, kids are in school, people are graduating. There's just a lot of things going on right now, and people are busy in their lives, plus may not have the money. So just be patient, just do what you do. Again, every day is not going to be great, but at the end of the day, you are what matters.
Nice. Skipping. Are you seeing new buyers coming in? You seeing a little bit of slowdown and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, of course, everybody's experiencing the same things for the most part, some of us more than others. I'm still seeing new buyers every week or every show, probably about 15 to 20% is new buyers, which is always good. And then, but on the same side of that, I'll see a slowdown of some of the regulars. I know a few of them are taking breaks for one reason or another. One of my big buyers, he's on vacation right now, and bless you, bless you.
Thank you.
And and he's out visiting his grandkids, and it is graduation time. My own grandson's graduating high school in 2 weeks, and my niece is graduating next week. And so that is an expensive event for the parents typically, and the families that are traveling to go see the graduation. spring has certainly sprung in my neighborhood, and that's occupied some of my time. Just having to take care of things around the household, with spring being sprung. So I think it's pretty par for the course, and like Punisher was saying, the gas economy, you know this is not a good year for many families, and we got to understand that, and that's going to trickle to us as sellers. um and just ride the wave. It's comic book wave. I mean, it's anything that's a luxury. You're gonna really feel it when things are times are hard, and when times are good, you're gonna really feel it in a positive way. So, um, it's the nature of the beast.
Absolutely. Mr. Rick, you had mentioned that you had a little bit of a, you know, shorter show yesterday and whatnot. So obviously you're seeing a little bit, but let us know what you're seeing.
So yeah, I mean, we've been killing it, like going up and up and up for like 6 months straight. And yesterday I had like it was a bad show. Not it. The sales were bad. I'll just put it that way. The show itself, the chat was entertained. It's just I had a mixture of everything in there, from like awesome, great condition bronze books to I had some big keys that I was sitting in there if anybody wanted them, and even starting them at $3, the $15-20 books, nobody bid on. So it was just it was a good indication that they were there for trivia, but the trivia question comes when someone buys a book and they get a free book, regardless if they know the answer or not. We'll give them the answer, but yeah, the pennies were pinched. What I have noticed as well in regards to the new buyers, every show it's somewhere between 25 to 40% new buyers. Like last night's show was over 50% new buyers, and we have our regulars coming in the show, but the new buyers are bidding them up, except for last night. So I'm not using myself as an example. I think I was the exception lately, but I'm fully aware that it's going to hit me too. But I will use an example of there's a big seller on every Friday night, and he starts his books at $1. And he's been getting hit hard, like really hard for the past few weeks. And Friday, he literally stopped his show and said, "Hey guys, listen, I don't mind starting stuff at $1 for you, but that doesn't mean they should go for $1. That's just to help entice people and like stuff like that. But if this continues, either the show's going to end today, or I'm starting the stuff higher." And I honestly think that's a fair thing to do, because as a seller, you're not out to lose money, and as a buyer, you want to get a deal, but you also need to understand that if these sellers are losing money and you're liking the deals that you're getting from them, if they keep losing money, they're not going to be there to give you the deals. So, be happy getting a good steal, but if you get it at a ridiculous price, just be aware of that too. That's why they have the tipping thing. I'm going to use myself as an example. I tipped Sosa last night. I got something at a really, really good deal. If you respect the seller and they're taking care of you, make sure you're taking care of them too, especially if it's somebody you're going to all the time. What's an extra $3 on if you paid $7 on a $30 book? Make it $10. It ain't good. It's not going to hurt you. Or don't. That it's not mandatory, but again, you need to remember they're there to make some money so they can buy more books, so they can give you more deals. That's very important. You need to remember they're there to service you and take care of you. In order to do that, they need to be able to acquire more inventory to turn around and take those savings back to their customers. That's my
Yeah. That happened to me this week on one of my last shows. Something sold for so incredibly low. It was sad. But then the buyer, he tipped me $50 on the sale, which was nice. And he's a regular buyer of mine, and I appreciated that. It was very nice. And as a buyer, I do think that's a good idea. Take care of your sellers so they can continue to take care of you.
I agree. The one thing that I would say, a caveat on the tipping, is yes, if you know the buyer well, right? If you know the seller well, then obviously. But the one thing I would say is wait to tip until you get the book, right? Because if you tip the book because you got a book that should be $200 and you got it for $50, but when you get the book, it's probably a $50 book. If you tip it then, yeah, it's not going to kill you. But my point is, hey, I got a $200 book for $50. I get it in the mail. Yeah, it's a really nice book. Then you do the 10, 20, $50 tip, right? That's
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I said if you know that person and that person's been taking care of you, take care of the buyer as well.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
If I could add into that, you look at it. I think all of us here do let everybody know what the book is, grade wise, and we do show them. So I mean, they basically know what they're getting. So I don't think it's a surprise to them when they get it in the mail.
Yeah, that's
No,
what it's most people that show it, right? Again, it's people I'm saying on a new a seller that you don't go to very often, that you might have got a great deal. Tip them. Please do, because it helps them. They're more willing to put books up if they get tipped. But don't overextend yourself until you get to either know that seller or know the books that they sell.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm going to chime in here. This actually happened to me this weekend. When I got a break from painting, I was in a show as I was scouring whatnot, and I found a new seller, and he was running his books at $1, and nobody was in the room except me. And he had a bunch of Silver Age books that looked pretty decent, and he started them at $1, and I was winning them all at $1. And about after 10 of them, I decided to send him a tip because I honestly felt bad. I really did. And I shot him a tip and it made his day. It really did. But he wasn't looking for any more money, but and he seemed to be happy. But that tip really, like, he was very enthusiastic about it, and he was very, very happy, and kind of like, hey, this guy actually cares. So it does mean a lot.
It really does. It helps, and it helps with lifting their spirits too, right?
Somebody asked who. I'm sorry, I bought them all.
It's like what seller?
Like
go ahead.
perusing, like everybody is saying, I see a lot of the big sellers in the last week or two. They're hemorrhaging sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And it's everybody thinks it's always you, that it's something that you're doing. It's not. It's everybody is hemorrhaging somewhere at a point in time within this cycle. And when you see the biggest sellers that it's happening to, so then you really don't feel too bad.
Just remember this. I just want to add one more thing. Sorry for cutting somebody off. Just remember this. If you enjoy this app and you enjoy as an escape from your everyday life, because that's what it is, it's like a social thing. If that seller can't be on there no more because they didn't have the inventory or they don't make the money, I'm not saying that you got to tip every seller and thank them because they listed a book for $1 and you got it for $1. Listen, the seller has to take part of that thing too, where that's where they decide to start it.
Yep.
But I will also say that if you like what that seller has and you like going to that seller's room and everything, and that seller can't afford to be on here anymore and can't, just remember, that they may not be there.
Yeah, you're missing out on future deals. So
Mhm.
Yeah, and also, I mean, as a fact, I can tell you right now that buying new release books, okay, every single week, I've been downgrading my buying habits because I'm buying, but I'm getting stuck with all these books that everybody wanted and don't want anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I can't, that's why I did the book club. So I can actually get books that people want instead of me giving them books or showing them books that I think that they want. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know,
Absolutely.
so I mean, for me to go ahead and spend $200 on books and don't even make $50 back for that order that I did, it hurts.
Yeah,
It really
it definitely
does.
will add up quickly.
It
Yep.
added up real quick.
And
Yeah.
you can do it in a funny way. You can ask Skip in this. She has said something or done something in her show, and I'll send $1 tip with some funny saying on it. And
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
exactly. So it's not like just because I got a book for also for $1, you could do it as a fun thing. I look at it like this. You're willing to go to Dunkin' Donuts and spend $7 on something you're going to piss out in less than an hour, or you can, you know, maybe just send a little tip once in a while to a seller you like. They do something nice for you. They give you some extra giveaways. They give you extra stuff in there. They try to take care of you. And if they're not there anymore because they hemorrhage so much, then, it's bad on them because they decide to sell it the way they did it. But it's also, you're not going to see them and you're going to have to maybe find somebody else that you don't like as much.
Yeah. Also, free
Go ahead.
comic book day. 90% of the sellers weren't even giving away the free comic books. They were selling them for $1 each.
Or more.
Well,
Or more.
Yeah, but to be fair, Joey, you guys as things, you gotta buy the books, the free comic day books.
Yeah,
you
I
guys,
did buy the books and I
you
gave them
you
away.
don't get them free. So I mean,
but I look at it this way: if they're going to a comic shop, they're not selling them the books either. They're giving away the books, so they take on the added expense.
right.
Okay,
What
I took on the
do
added
is-
expense and gave away the books because I like to take care of my customers.
Yep.
But I don't see that selling those books is the right way to do it.
Well, as Punisher said, you can do it fun. Like Magic Geeks, every show they do, and they don't do ones very often. But Larry and Josh, I'll come up with stupid things like, oh yeah, here's $1 tip, so you guys can finally get some gravy on your fries, you cheap bastards, right? Or I'm being nice today. I don't want you to go bankrupt. Like it's just you can have fun with it. I've done it. I used to do it when we couldn't cancel giveaways, right? So if I want to give away and the seller had to pay money and I hadn't bought anything yet, I'd usually tip $5 to say, hey, this is for shipping,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm sure you probably, I know Rick's probably seen it from me.
I do it too.
Right? It's a good thing. It makes the seller feel good, makes their show. Plus, it's all their money. They get it all, right? So that's the nice thing.
Go ahead.
Oh, here's a recommendation, and I know people hate doing it because it takes time. But if you're in a down spot and you're new, a good way to help avoid some of that so you don't lose books at $1 is preload your stuff. That way, when people are looking, they can put pre-bids in and they can bookmark. So they're getting the eyes on the books that they want. So if you don't have anything listed and you just throw a book up, people that are looking for that book, I don't care if it's a $3 book or a $1 book or a $5 book or a $10 book. There are people that are wanting that book. And if you have it listed, especially if you're new, you're going to get some sales that you might not have gotten before, and you probably make more money on it. So if you're going to half-ass it, just understand, as you're new and you don't have the people that are going to come into your show every day, regardless of what you're running, you're losing sales. You know,
I got a question for you guys. Did anybody try out the Shopify whatnot thing yet?
No,
I haven't, but I know a seller that has that's done it to their thing. What it created was a little bit of a cluster. I don't know if they fixed it yet, but there was a little bit of a cluster F from the shipping profiles, because it would import a bunch of different shipping profiles from Shopify, and you had to like scroll down like 100 profiles to get to your regular profiles to see them.
Well, I'm just going to let you know that I actually did like 400 items.
Yeah.
And I did find out that all of mine came in great. You know, the shipping profiles were perfect and everything like that. But also, if I went back in and changed it, it automatically synced it again.
Oh, nice. So
But it changed.
obviously they've fixed
I think so.
the initial bug. Nice. Good. All right. Well, that's topic number 2. Let's go to topic number 3. Maximize your bio. This doesn't just entail whatnot, but it also helps you cross promote. I think maximizing your bio, what I mean is really put in everything, like your socials, like your whatever, on every social media that you use to work and promote your other stuff. Like on IG, help promote your whatnot. On YouTube, help promote your whatnot, help promote your IG, on whatever. Just cross promote. So what do you do in your bios that makes you stand apart? So I'm going to start with Joey.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I got it short and sweet. I just tell them what I'm selling. I don't have any cross-platform things up there at all, which I should have. You're absolutely right. You know, putting the Instagram and all the other things in there. But lo and behold, I don't.
Okay. Mr. Punisher?
Okay, so for me personally, I have a private Instagram. Now, with private Instagram, obviously you're not going to get a bunch of people, but I could tell you that my Instagram has been blowing up because I want it private so I can vet who you are. And if you're not in the comics and you're just some dude that's just whatever, I don't need you in my Instagram. But because I've had a lot of people following me, and then their friends are in comics are following, and it's really, I mean, I'm getting almost 10 a day. It's been pretty insane lately in the last month. Besides that, Facebook is more my own private. I don't really post anything on Facebook. I think I post 3 pictures a year, Veterans Day, Christmas, and maybe one other day of the year. So I see a thing about can't tip with PayPal. PayPal's going away, so that won't be an issue anymore. So besides that, one way that I have found to promote is actually in shows. And thank goodness, people like Skip and Stones and Surter, a lot of people that I'm in rooms with, I can promote future books. I promote Terrificon, Heroes Con, Baltimore, anything that is involved. Most of the people that I go in and mod for, they're very cool about it. I don't splash their entire, unless it's inserter stream, because me and him both have the booth, so it's more of on a repeat. that I copy and paste it and do it maybe every 10 minutes. But in other people, I'm respectful. Where if I promote, I won't promote again for another 45 minutes to an hour. I don't want to clog up their stream, but that's how you could promote too, by starting the mod. If you don't know the people and you don't know, if you know they're not good with it, maybe message them and say, hey, would you mind if I promote this? That's a way to promote. That's where I would be with it.
Okay. But but one thing is, even though they're not following you or you haven't accepted them, they can still see your bio, right? So that's what part of the thing was. Make your bio.
They can see something, big boy. I'm just not going to tell you what it is.
Well, that's only for Rick. Rick will find out at Terrificon. Don't worry.
Hey,
He's like,
all
do I
right.
really want to be part of this new world or this new whatnot order?
oh, they don't know me yet. Just wait.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh, trust me, Rick is definitely NWO material.
You fucking right.
Oh, I believe it.
Rick, what have you got for maximizing your bio and
My bio's good, but I fail because I don't have that stuff on there. To be fair, one of the reasons I don't is I'm not on them enough, and I need to be on them more. But it is pretty much me, except when we're actually live in a show. Then Mel's there to help. But everything else is, I work 7 days a week on this shit. There's not a lot of time off. That's why we go on vacations like we do. But that being said, I'm an Army vet. Cool books with a variety and great prices. I let them know we're cool. I got a fucking like a glass of beer on there. So I mean, they're getting the feel of me. They know that they're going to get a variety. Being a veteran is something I'm proud of. So some people like that shit. Some, I'm sure some people don't because some people are a-holes. But yeah, I definitely need to put my my other socials on there, and that will be done within the next couple of days.
Nice.
Yeah, but make sure you put your personality on there. I mean, be you, because that's kind of what they're expecting to see in the show too. The bio is important.
One thing, if you've got a cool thing, there's a clip feature and whatnot, and with that you can share it out. But get it so that you can use it on stuff like TikTok and YouTube Shorts and your Instagram. Cool things that really funny part of the show. Have it clipped. Have your mods clip it. Something cool. Anyways, Skipping. What do you do for your bio, cross promoting, and whatnot?
Well, I find that most people have FOMO, so they don't take the time to read the bio. But I suggest if you are on social media, yes, put your socials on there. But otherwise, keep it short, sweet, and simple to read. Say a little bit about yourself, say a little bit about what you're selling, tell them what they can expect in case they do read it, and then have your socials on there so they can follow you in other areas. But don't have it too clogged up. Bullet points are always good. Let them know that they're getting their 921 shipping. Let them know that they can expect, good deals or whatever, vintage books, new books, whatever you specialize in. But make it easy to read. So that the way if they do take a moment to read it, it's an easy read for them, and then they can pop back into purchasing and being part of the show. I'm not a social person, guys. I mean, I don't do the social media stuff like I should. I barely go on Facebook or Instagram to see stuff with my family, and while I do follow some of y'all on Instagram, I can honestly say I've never been to your page besides when I went to follow you. And I'm an older generation, so I'm probably not the best person for the advice on social media stuff. I know Joey's older and he does the whole social media thing, but
Facts.
Yeah, but it's on stone tablets.
well, whatever it's on, I'm not. And so I'm the worst person for advice on it. But when it comes to your bio, I am a bio reader, right? And so I do think it's important, like what Soder said, let your personality show in it. Um, you know, definitely have your socials on there. Although I thought the social thing, sharing your social, some of your social, if you're selling on the other socials, that you're not supposed to advise or have people go to your other social sites to buy. But I could be wrong on that.
eBay, you're not supposed to talk about eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought you weren't supposed to talk about like selling on Instagram and stuff like that too. I could be wrong. So I certainly don't quote me on that. But
There is a
well,
fine line.
I do know that I did read that you're not supposed to be promoting to sell on outside platforms. And so,
Right, but they're just saying, I'm just saying in your bio, you can have your Instagram. You're not promoting to go there to buy.
no,
It-
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that, that could be a gray area depending on how you apply it and how you use it, right? I have an Instagram account, but it's me as Teresa and not as Skiven Stones, and it's solely to keep up with my grandson who likes to share his drumming videos and what's going on in his life, right? That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things you need to remember too, if something doesn't work out for whatever fucking reason on whatnot, if you get a following on other socials, I think there's a certain amount of people that you need to have in order to do like live streams on like Instagram and
Yes.
yeah. So that's only going to help you in the long run, anyways. Because if you build that following and things go tits up on fucking whatnot, you have another avenue to be able to continue what you're doing. So look at it that way too. Have
I
a
think
back
that's good.
door. Don't
That's
just
good
expect-
advice. Also, I think it would be good advice to have your primary, a lot of your followers following you there. So because one of the things I don't like about Whatnot, like I had to cancel my show Wednesday because life happened. And I had no way to tell everybody that I had to reschedule the show. So that would have been a good way to communicate with people and let them know what was going on in my life, right? So certainly something I've been considering doing. It's just so much. It's already all consuming. To add another thing to it, it's kind of overwhelming for me. But good advice, guys. Good advice.
All right. So we've gone through the topics. It was a quick week. We've got time that if anybody's got another topic they'd like to bring up or something in the chat, uh, maybe they've got an idea that they want to hear what people have to say. So I'm opening it up to the panel and I'm opening it up to the chat.
I just want to say that even though we've talked about it all around, this community that we have built is here to help and support one another. And every day is not going to be sunshine and rainbows. Okay. So real life happens. And, we love being on the shows. We give excellent advice. Everybody here does a show differently. For new sellers, listen, we all were there. And I can tell you that it's much tougher now due to that many people are in these shows and how many people are on. And then you have the people that pop in and have 300 people in their room and they disappear. Good for them. They do things that make them popular and do socials and stuff like that. Don't give up. Seriously, don't give up. And You need to find your way. It's not going to be instant success. You might see a few that have it because of they bought a storage locker or they have a unique situation or something. But at the end of the day, people are what matters, and you will make money. You will get there. Maybe maybe your books are too high. Maybe you just haven't got that person that's came across, because I'll tell you right now, you get somebody like myself, Soder, Flat Earth, Skipping, Joey, we come by your room and we see something that we like and we want, and you're running it at a good price, we're going to buy it. Okay. So don't, just because maybe you haven't seen us yet, or many, many other people that you haven't seen yet. We haven't got a chance to get to your room yet because there's 100 sellers on at any given time, and we might be in each other's room or something like that. Just don't give up. It's a wave, 30 minutes here. Rick said it earlier, 30 minutes later, 30 minutes later. I have seen shows where everything's been going good. And then, like I've said, show after show after show. Just because a book doesn't sell at 12 doesn't mean it won't sell at 12:30. Okay. But you don't have to show the same book over and over and over again for 40 minutes straight. I'm saying
Yeah,
come
don't do
back
that.
to it. So, again, it's a process. And the economy and everything affects everything right now. The money is not there to spend on these type of items. Even though you see people in card shows and you people, okay, they might have certain kind of liquid income, or they're going so far in debt, it's unbelievable. Just be patient. Just be patient, and things will come back around and you'll be fine. Just because you don't make it today doesn't mean you won't make it tomorrow.
Yep. No, there's
Adapt.
absolutely. Yep. Definitely adapt. Again, what's your the cards are more the younger kids, and understand that you've heard it in news, you've heard it everywhere. Housing market, they can't get into the housing market. They can't do this, they can't do that. So they're not having the the money that they'd have to spend on a mortgage. Sure that they've got to get it on rent and whatnot, but it's sometimes not the same. And so they're going to have a little bit of extra money because they're not doing this, or they
Or
can't
they're living
afford
with
a
their
car,
parents.
right? Yeah, or they're living with their parents, or it's just cultivate, find your, we've said it before, find your niche, find what works for you.
Network.
Yeah, and network. Really, please.
On that
Support.
note, on network, I suggest you find a mentor. If you're new, find someone that's got a little bit of experience that's willing to help you. Someone like one of us, or, we're certainly not the only ones on there that's willing to help. Find someone, like I have a seller that I answer questions for. He called me today and he was like, how do you handle when you got more than a full box full? And I talked him through the process of splitting the orders and creating a second box and everything like that. So just the little things, right, that maybe you don't know, that you haven't figured out yet, that you've heard about, but you haven't had to experience it, so you haven't had to actually take the steps in doing it. Have somebody that you can talk to in regards to that you can call up and say, hey, Skippin', how do you do this, right? And they can walk you through the steps, and it makes that experience of, oh fuck, what do I do now? And oh, okay, I got this experience. And that goes with the networking thing. And certainly highly recommended.
Yep. Also, one thing that myself and Power Hockey Camps were talking about the last couple days is the fact of the newer feature. But don't. It's the hot. What's it called? The hot not the hot list, but the whatever, and you can see what your channel is compared to other ones in your category. Um, I'll put the link in the description or in the comments after the show, so you can see it. But you know, he called
That's
me
only
up.
when you're live, though, right?
Yes, it's only when you're live. Yes, yeah. But what it was is he didn't know what was going on, but he's an experienced seller. He's been around for a long time, but he's learning that he's going to have to adapt a bit. And so I said, maybe try a couple of these things. And you can actually see it while it's happening when you're trying it. Obviously, it's not going to happen on the first day. It's not going to, it may take a little time to cultivate, but at least you can see the numbers when it's happening.
Can you just go over that a little bit more for me, because I didn't understand where you were coming. There's a new feature.
It's been around for a bit, but it's a feature that shows you the where you are compared to the other people in your category when you're live. It's
What?
like analytics and stuff.
Where do you
It's
find
on the
it?
computer, right?
It's on the computer. Yeah, I'll have to.
On your phone too. It's top seller leaderboard.
Oh, that's it. That's
Yep.
what it's called.
I'm looking at it right now. So if you look hit comics and then scroll down, if you're on your phone, it's 1, 2, 3. After the fourth sets of twos, it's right underneath there, right between the fourth and the fifth double sets. Like Jaybird's in the first right now, SMZ, Dark Lord, Self and Candy. It's like the top 10 sellers for their what their sales are.
Oh my God!
Oh, okay.
I don't have all that time to scroll all the way down to the bottom, man.
No, yeah, it's not on the bottom. It's only
No. You misunderstood what I said.
He was saying he was on the bottom.
Gotcha.
But no, again, don't take it to heart, right? It's not a contest necessarily, but you can see your progress. It's a learning tool, and you can see your progression and you can see what works and what doesn't work by actual numbers.
All right, so I'm on there right now. Where do I go find it on the computer?
Okay, let me jump on the computer too.
Because I want to see what you guys are talking about, because I'm lost. See, I don't.
While they're looking that up, one thing that I've been hearing a lot of is on my show, I can only get $14 for this book. And on other people's show, they're getting $60 for this book.
And they got 100 people or 50 people in their room.
So that could be a thing for new sellers too. I see that when they go to price their books, thinking that they're going to get this for it compared to what they probably could get for it. But you don't have to sell it. You can sell it for whatever you want. It's your property.
You're absolutely right, my friend.
I'm not seeing it on the laptop, by the way. I only see it on my phone.
Okay.
Just on the app.
Yeah, just on the app, not on.
I'll look in mine.
But there's a lot of factors that go into that too, because you could have people, for example, Flat Earth Santa's in a show and he's bidding on a book, and there's a clown that decides that he's going to bid him up just because he's bidding.
Yeah.
It happened to me on a show. I was again on a new seller. This isn't the one I got the silvers from. There's another seller, and it's a young college kid. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to start these at $1. And it was just me and 2 other people in the room. Then all of a sudden somebody came in and he bids me up, which is fine. I mean, I paid $3 for the book. The book's like a $10 book. And he puts in the chat, oh, I knew that book was more than $1, so I wasn't going to let you pay that. Okay. So then he found a book he liked and he learned a valuable lesson.
Game on.
His ass paid $10 for that book.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, you got to know what you're looking at. And I'm going to tell you truthfully, I see a lot of new sellers on here overpaying for flat rate boxes, thinking that they're going to get this big return on their money. And I look at the boxes, and I'm like, why would you spend that much money on that box? Or why would you spend that much money on that book? You know, they just don't understand the properties of, you know, buying something and then trying to resell it. It's a tough thing.
Oh, it absolutely is. You see it, but again, you see it in people that are spending like uh, you've seen the groups of buyers, like buyer groups. They go in and buy a bunch of things in the dollar or $2, whatever. But sometimes they're buying books in the $3 uh, rooms, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna have a
Mhm.
tough time
And then
selling
they're
that at
trying to sell
5.
it for 5, and
Yeah, and I'm
they're
like,
not taking into the whatnot fees and of course taxes on it and the other
and
expenses involved.
it's not a
It's
$5 book, and that's the thing.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you
exactly,
little so let me tell you some of
even
the
if
Oh,
it
here
is
money.
we
a
go.
$5 book.
I'm not going to mention any names, but if I'm in the room with this individual and I go after a book, I guarantee you within 5 seconds, I'm going to get an FMV and I'm going to get this is what it is in this grade. I'm going to get a instant kind of grade and an FMV every time it
Fantastic.
happens.
I wonder who that could be. Fucking,
Just
I'm not going to say any names,
it's probably one of those awesome people that are just
but you know what?
amazing.
I actually appreciate it because I can tell you right now, I've taken a lot of his time going, hey, what's the price of this? Like, what's a good thing for this? Like,
It's helped me out a couple times. I'm appreciative. Yeah, hell yeah.
but I
I,
can
I
tell you where
I
I,
want you
as a
guys to get
buyer,
good deals. That's what I want you guys to get, good deals.
Yep.
Seriously.
here's where I get into a little bit me being experienced now, having this is where I get caught up into it is when it's books I've never seen before, especially like in the storage unit, people that get the storage unit stuff, books that are golden age, older, stuff that you don't see on every single show. And that's where you can really get caught up in stuff. And, but one thing I want to say, and I mentioned this with Filthy the other night, we see a book that we've never seen before. And that same exact week, we'll see it in 2 other shows.
Yes.
Yep.
Isn't
Exactly.
that like one of the weirdest things?
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
it's not the weirdest thing.
No,
Because you got to understand that people on social media, okay, if a movie's coming out or this is coming out and people say, hey, look what I got, you know, this and that, it's a vicious cycle. It just keeps on going around and around and around. You'll see those books pop up and then all of a sudden they'll just disappear off the face of the earth.
no, it was before social media and whatever. It's the same thing when you're like, oh, I want to buy a new vehicle.
I was
I
just gonna
haven't
say
seen
that.
one of these around, and suddenly you buy it, and then within it's like 2-3 weeks, everyone's got that vehicle, and you're like, Jesus.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's that effect.
It does happen. It does happen.
I like Pilsner saying, or we're in a simulation.
Well, we could be
Yes.
in a simulation, but if we're in a simulation, we've got a retard for a programmer.
Oh, yeah, I got the raw end of the deal on this shit.
But if you are a new seller, listen to the things we say. Listen, you do you. You be you, run the show the way you want to. It's your books, you run it for whatever you like. The reason why we tell these stories every week, the reason why we have these conversations is to tell you, even Mr. Rick Soder last night had, to him, was a bad show. Now, that show to you might have been your best show you ever did. Okay. But Rick has been doing this now for a while, and trying to get expectations puts basically a value on his stuff, just like Skippin. Skippin had it. Skippin was getting good with stuff. And then there's a couple times that it's not. So just because you have a good following, you do everything, it's not going to be exact science every single time. And they
You will
understand
have
this.
a bad day. It
Oh
happens.
yeah. Oh
Every-
yeah.
Correct.
It does.
Everybody.
It does. But
You'll have multiple
behind every
bad
bad
days.
day, behind every bad day comes a good day.
But look at this thing. even though Rick had maybe had a bad day, he looked over at his beautiful wife and he had a good life and he had a good time. So I'm saying is there's more than just comics. There's more than
Right.
just whatnot. There, just take it, move on, and the next day get right back on the horse. That's all it's about. Okay. So we want to make sure that you guys understand this and that it's not the end of the world.
And if
You know,
nothing
but
else, blame Punisher.
also
that's-
look at another thing. You know, you may be running a Batman show that day, and you're getting no traction at all. But then you do another show with Superman the next day, and everybody comes in and asks you for Batman. You know,
It's mean.
it happens all the time. You know, you get people coming in, they don't, oh, you got this, or you got that. You know, it's kind of it's really crazy how that happens. You
We
know,
do
if
have a
you-
question. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say we do have a question from Ronnie in the chat about showing our faces when we're selling versus just showing the books and how
Well,
we feel about that.
Um,
I mean, I'll show
I
my
know where the
ugly face.
Bat Cave is now.
Yeah, you do know where the Batcave is now. But listen, I mean, there are some sellers who show their face all the time. There are some sellers who will not show their face, and there are some that will show a little bit, talk to you, then go back to the books and stuff like that. You have to feel comfortable if you want to be on screen all the time. People want to get to know who you are. So a little bit here, a little bit there. You don't have to be on all the time. You know, I'll go in and just do crazy faces, just, you know, make people laugh.
I think when you're selling the books, actually selling the books, it's better to actually be showing the books because the camera wants to focus on your face more than the book, and you'll get better clarity. And not that I have a problem showing my face at any fucking point, but the point is you're trying to sell books and you want them to know what they're buying. And if the camera can't focus on that book, then you're not doing yourself or the customer justice. That's my point of view on it. But if you want to show you and show your books and your boobs or whatever body part you choose to your outfit,
Well, that's where I come in. Seriously,
by all
I mean,
means,
yeah,
do
there- I
you.
I have no
Can
problem.
we sit there and say some people shouldn't be on the camera though? For
Yeah,
real?
some
Yes.
people should
yes.
not. Yes. But
All right. Some people, listen, good for you that you have that willpower, but I personally don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
Just show me the damn books, okay?
But for us, our
Right.
shows, when I say Mel just flashed me, legitimately Mel just flashed me. Or
And
when,
it's probably not the best show to be.
yeah, I mean,
or
I don't want to get kicked off, but I mean, that's part of the entertainment value. But again, there's also that nobody wants to look at me looking at the laptop, looking at the phone, looking at a pile of books, showing off the books, trying to read the chat. I
half
mean,
naked,
my show is an organized clusterfuck, and it's meant to be that way. I mean, we talk a lot of shit. We're scrambling around. So honestly, it just for the type of show I do, it just wouldn't work. But people recognize me when I go at the shows, so the bragging rights helps. I'm recognized. People know who the fuck I am, but it's not necessarily due to my show.
Well, listen, the last time I showed my face on screen, somebody called Arkham Asylum and told them to come and get me.
You're so
Well,
bad
I
at
will
gotta-
say,
You got a
I will
permanent
say
5150.
for being on camera, I believe if you're a female and you put yourself on camera,
Mm-hmm.
you can really boost your shows and get a lot of people in there, whether your books suck or not. Or if you say you're selling something near mint and has 500 ticks on it.
But
I
that's
think
temporary too.
I think it could. I think it could bet because I can tell you there's a lot of thirsty dudes out there. If you are, you want to. I've seen people with masks. I've seen people with stuff. If that's your thing, that's your niche. Fine. If you're just that a person and looking just to sell comics, then maybe it's not your thing. Maybe it's not the best thing for you. I mean, they're there to buy comics, even though they're there to interact with you. I just think that only a lot of the female sellers can use it towards their advantage.
We
And that
can,
might
but
be sexist.
Next change.
Listen, I'm just
we
being
can.
honest.
But Punisher, on the flip side of that, I hardly ever show my face, right? And I get proposals all the fucking time.
Oh, what were supposed
Right?
to tell them?
I'm not saying I'm not
Joey said
saying
he
you
was.
can't.
Joey said he was
It's
sorry.
highly distracting, right? From a woman's point of view, if you want to be taken seriously, right? What do you want to be taken seriously for? Do you want to be taken seriously for what you have on your chest, your ass, your face, or do you want to be taken seriously for what you're doing? Now, I'm the type of person that wants to be taken serious for what I'm doing and what I bring to the table, not the shelf that I have, and not lips or any of the other stuff that can be an asset, right? When I want that, then of course, I dress appropriately and use that accordingly. But if you want to be taken seriously as a bookseller, then you show your face if you're talking to them at the beginning of your show. Show your face if you want to at the end of your show, or at a moment here and there. If so, maybe you get a tip or something like that. That's fine, but try and keep it about the books. If you want to be taken seriously for it, if you want to use your assets to boost your sales, and do it as if that's your avenue, by all means do it. But know that you're using your sex appeal for sales, and you probably won't be taken as seriously as if you were to just be running the books and having a good time and playing.
See, I have a different take on this. I think there's two ways it can work.
Of course you are. You're a man.
We all agree that a woman starting by showing herself is going to do really well regardless. But the ones that are going to last are not the ones that are doing it to be a thirst trap. Now,
exactly.
There is one in my head that I don't remember the name of who they are, but a very, very attractive lady. And they were using that to sell. She was sitting on their little thumbnail, posing on boxes of comics. And, if that is your intention, you're going to do really, really well for a very short period of time. They don't have 100 and some people in their rooms anymore. They got like 15. Now, if you're in there and you can be, just a female that's really good at selling comics, and you don't necessarily need to be the most attractive, you don't need to be anything, but guys are guys, and let's not pretend we're not. They're going to stay in there, especially if, like what Skippin says, if you're making it about the books, but you're using your femininity. I'm not saying you're sexual wild. It's just the fact that you're a female. That's going to bring guys in the room, and they're going to stay if you're making it about the books too. I've seen females do really well, and by really well, if you can average 30 some people in your room, you're kicking ass. So that should be the goal. If you're going to use it, but don't be looking to be a thirst trap, because you're not going to stay on for very long. It is not maintainable. You're going to come across as what you're trying to come across as. And honestly, guys get bored with that easy too. So
I know one of the bigger women sellers on here for about 3 years and never shows her face. And the only time I actually knew what she looked like is when I met her at one of the conventions. and really, really big seller.
Yep.
It started with what we started with when I said about the Jenny thing.
Yep.
I'm telling you, they were like, "Oh, hi, Jenny."
They were.
Skipping, you saw it firsthand, didn't you?
I know, yes. And you even had my mom for a minute. She was like, who's this? She's like, who's this chick? And then when I told her that, that's your favorite. She's like, oh,
Here's
figured it
the
out.
question. I'm telling everybody you're a meth head. I'm like,
It
Jenny's
doesn't
a
matter.
meth head. I'm like,
Mom
really?
caught that.
And they're
She's like,
still going-
what in the heck?
And I'll tell you right now, I personally respect a lot of the female seller. I do. I mod for them.
Yeah.
And I respect them to death. I'm just saying, I agree 100% with what Skippin said. I agree 100% what Soder said. It's a short-term thing. It's basically being in Amsterdam and walking down that thing and seeing that glass behind the glass. But eventually people may get tired of it.
And also, you guys need to remember too that some of the buyers are women, and they're not they're straight women, right? And they're not interested in that. And some of my biggest buyers are women.
They just haven't drank enough if they're straight. That's my opinion.
Well, honestly, I don't know whether they're straight or not. I'm just saying they could be straight, right? And they don't necessarily want to see your tits and ass and all that stuff, and they'll move on to a different seller, and you're missing out on sales for there. But again, with every sale that you get that's about business, you probably are missing out on sales that are not about business or about a different kind of business, right? So I guess it just really depends on you. But if you want to be taken seriously, I suggest you make it about the books and show your face when you want to show your face, but don't the camera and the face and showing the books and the face. The camera doesn't do well when you're showing too much because it wants to focus on on your face because it's trained to, and I find that to be very distracting when I'm buying stuff. I mean, when it's clothing, it's different, right? It's almost expected, but when you're showing something that can be shown just directly in front of the camera, by all means, show what you're selling on the camera and let the item sell itself, and you sell the item by description. You don't need to have your face in every picture and sometimes people are like peeking around the item, and it's all goofy. It just looks so silly, and I don't recommend it.
And it's not just women, it's dudes too that do that.
Oh, absolutely.
And like you said, for clothing, I guarantee you most people that are going to buy clothing want to see what those clothes look like on, not just held up.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to have a model modeling that clothes. It's one of those things where you just got to play by play, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up, the fact of it all depends on the category that you're in. I mean, we're talking about collecting. It's one way. But like if you're selling candy, what does it matter what you're other than you're saying, okay, well, here's a bunch of Reese's or here's a bunch of whatever, right?
Exactly.
You can use those feminine wiles and it'll last probably a lot longer, and it shows because they've got hundreds and 200s of people in their rooms.
And I'm going to call out two excellent female buyers, Cora and Tawny. I'll tell you right now, two fantastic female buyers, and I'm sure people have seen them in their shows. They're serious. They come in, they buy a bunch of stuff. I've seen Tawny bid on some big books. I guarantee you, if you're in dress with your something piercing through your middle section, I guarantee you they're not going to be in there buying. And I will tell you that there's a lot more female buyers coming on.
Yeah, there is. I am shocked half the times when I print out the label, and because sometimes you don't know they're a female when they're by their name, And when you print up their label and you're like, oh, this person's name's, Sally or Misty or Mindy or whatever their name is, right? And you realize that, oh, that was a woman that just bought all those damn books and, come back each week, right? And they like it probably that they're not identified as male or female. They're there to buy books and hang out without the pressures of being either or, right? And so you got to keep that in mind, what your audience is as well, right? And what you want to sell to. If you want to sell books and that's what your goal is, and you're not in it for the rest, just don't.
Because I can tell you, let me go down a different aisle. There are female sellers that sell the adult nudie books. Okay. And most of them don't go on screen, except maybe once in a blue moon.
Yep.
And they also have had books of themselves, and then I've seen the other way. So again, do what you want to do. The question was asked of us, so it's your show. You do what you do. We are just giving our opinions, whether you like our opinions, you don't. It's opinions. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got an asshole. It's the same
went
thing.
And we're not showing it.
You went there. You went there. Who the? Is that
Well,
Joey
this
G, and what
this
does
is the
his
one
opinion
this is
matter
the one
anyway?
time that Punisher can say talk about his asshole and not get the Punisher writer rule in effect.
So basically, like they said, just feel comfortable and do what you think is right, for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody.
And
Thanks for
still
coming
blame
in.
Punisher. Why is that every single show I go into? Every single post always has a blame Punisher everywhere.
Good.
Everywhere.
Even on Zilla's farewell for a 2-week tour, said blame Punisher on it as one of his key things.
Well, I told Zilla, I'm like, well, hey, dude, if everything's good, make sure everything's good. If you need anything, whatever, forget my number. Call Punisher first. I don't and blame him.
Blame Punisher. It's always his fault.
Anyway, thanks panel for coming on. Thanks chat. We're gonna go around the horn and tell everyone what you got coming up and where people can find you. So we're gonna start with Mr. Soda Pop.
You can find me on Whatnot, Soda Pop Comics, and yeah, we got a big show every Sunday. I can't even just say this Sunday. Every fucking Sunday, we have crazy books starting at $1. We sell books on Tuesday nights. It's trivia. It's really fun. You buy a book, you get a free book. Every purchase you make, if you buy 10, you get 10 free books. And we sip cocktails and talk shit and just answer some stupid ass questions. Thursday mornings, I just try to get rid of some bulk stuff out of some long boxes I pull from the storage unit. And from there, you can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. If it's out there, I'm on there, SodaPop_comics.
OnlyFans?
Yes, sir. Big feet. Big feet, big meat. I don't
all
have
right.
enough subscribers. I'm actually losing money on it. It's sad.
Yeah. Well. All
Damn
right.
it, man.
Skipping. Where can they find you? What have you got coming up?
Thursday, Friday, Sundays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am thinking this Sunday of taking the day off because it is Mother's Day. But I haven't quite decided that yet. Kind of all depends on how the whole fence building goes on Saturday. Those of you guys that don't know, I had to do some truck repair on my truck, and I look over and the 6-foot wood fence had fallen on my Mustang. And so that's on my to-do list this weekend. And I think I might just take and go to the ocean and take the day off. And I think that if you're not going to be on Soda Pop Show Sunday, you should take the day off too. And enjoy your day. Enjoy your day.
Nice. Joey? Where can they find you? What have you got coming up?
I don't even know where to find me. All right,
In
so
in the
tomorrow,
historical records, long ago.
Once upon a time.
yeah, I know. Tomorrow I got Conan and Conan magazines on. Friday, I have Master of Kung Fu, G.I. Joe, and Swamp Thing. Saturday is going to be a raid train. I think a couple of you were going to be on it, but then you're not. What else is there? What else is there? Oh, you can find me on here, Joey DWW1, on Instagram, on Facebook. I think it's Joe's Garage Comics. TikTok is the same thing. And basically, that's what I got coming up and where I am. Oh, and don't forget, we got our new release book coming out soon, too.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
All right, Punisher, bring it on home.
First of all, I would like to thank the veterans in this that I know. I like to thank Soder. I like to thank Joey, and I like to thank Michael for your service. As a fellow veteran, we're always going to be brothers for life. So thank you guys. Uh,
Amen to that.
Rit, NWO, brother.
NWO, baby.
You know, we talk it, but it means more. And for us in that group, understand it. We are a very tight knit group, and brother, I love you to death, man.
Back at you, brother.
Skipping, you are one of the best people I know in this world, and
Oh,
I
thank you.
appreciate you more than anything. I really, really do.
You're pretty
Flat
darn
Earth.
cool too.
Flat Earth, dude. I every time I go down and I see a text from you, I kind of chuckle in a way, depending on what time it is. And dude, I'm so glad that my Canadian friend, we have gone on this journey together, and I look for a long-term friendship with you, my friend. As for me, I am Punisher Rider 1 on Instagram. I do not have a show scheduled for May. As you know, I only show up once a month on Whatnot, but when I do, it's always a hell of an adventure. I got a lot of creative going on right now. I have a massive project. I don't have the exact dates. I do. We are finishing up the Terrificon books right now. And also, Critical Hits has a special book coming out that has the first appearance of the Punisher Rider and some other characters on it. That's going to be
Go
pretty
ahead.
amazing.
Say it. Go ahead. Say it. Go ahead.
No, you can say
I'm in it too.
it. Yes, I know. I know all about
I
your
know you.
character.
I know you do.
So it's a pretty exciting. I know Skippin's excited about it now, and it's a pretty fun thing. It's going to be a fantastic read. Plus, it's going to just be cool. Besides that, we're going to be at Terrificon in less than 87 days, I think it is, 86 days, with Flat Earth Santa, Soder Pop, Soder, Miss Soder, Miss Soder Pop, the Baileys. It's going to be a hell of a time. Jay Celeste. If you ever get a chance to come up to Terrificon, I think this is the year to come. Skipping Stones is going to talk about coming out, Critical Hits also. So it will be a chance to meet all of us, or a lot of us at that time. Come up, spend some time with us, see us, sign autographs. Grab yourself a Punisher Rider hat or a Punisher Rider t-shirt so you can walk around and be one badass son of a bitch. And besides that, thank you everyone in the chat. You guys have been great. If you do have an Instagram, hit me up at Punisher Rider 1 and I will follow you. Besides that, thank you, Flat Earth, for putting this show together. I think this show helps a lot of people. And the people that I promote this to and talk to us about, they have been watching it and they have found it very, very helpful. Thank you, everyone. And I want everyone to have a happy Mother's Day. For you single moms, it's Punisher Rider 1. And have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day and a great week.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And of course, I'll go last. We've got bragging rights Mondays. Whatnot, why not on Wednesdays, guess the grade. And of course, for some odd reason, I didn't even ask for it, but Whatnot made my main Flat Earth Santa a seller account for some odd reason. I didn't ask for it, but they did it anyways, even though I've got my FES Comics seller account. So yeah, it's like you're a seller now. Suck it.
So follow
yeah.
Santa.
Follow me everywhere. You can get me on Instagram. You can get me on YouTube. You can get me on. One thing that I really ask, I just ask people if you can put the pickup videos or something on in the background. Put it on mute. Put it. You don't have to watch it. Put it on. It helps with the watch time. So getting my watch time up would really help. I'd appreciate it, but if you don't worry about it. It's just cool stuff that you get to see that I bring out or I grab every week. Either way, thanks again, everybody. Thank you again, panelists. Thank you again, chat. We wouldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without you. You guys make this thing what it is. I keep saying it. I'm the dancing monkey that just herds cats. But we really
About the
appreciate
same
you guys.
size too.
Yeah. Again, 5'10", buddy. Like, come on. Wait till you see Goodbye at Terrificon. You want to see somebody that's short? That guy's short. We bust on him. So and Evan's such a great guy. It's fun.
So people need love too.
He's got trouble going on Disney rides, and so he's just not tall enough to get on the rides. So no, he's
that must be hard.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna play us out with the music. I'll stay backstage for just a little bit. If you want, you're more than welcome. Guys, chat. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you again for coming out. It was awesome.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good night. I'm still here.
You are still there.
I hear you.
I